Hello, I'm Eagle Gardens 1 on Instagram, and this is 835.5 WEedNerdWorld. I think it's point 0.7. Hopefully, you guys have had a good week. I gotta get my chat going here. What's going on there? Oh, I see what's going on. Ah, little blueberry jam playing in the background. There we go. Got chat brought up now. What's up, Southern Vermont Vintage? Get my chat popped out, put in the proper place. Hopefully, you guys have had a great week. Oh, my mic's real low. There you guys go. Hopefully, you can hear me a little bit better now. Life is short. Life is short. Cheers, what you got, while you can. Rest in peace, Mr. John Sinclair. Rest in peace to my friend Chris, who I just found out before the show had passed. Man, life can be very crazy. Very crazy in short for some. This is Justice Meds. Cheers to you. Spring grape. Gotta roll me a joint. What's up, Foots are funny? Johnny Tennessee. What's up? What about Bob? What's going down on the East Coast? Baseball must go on. I'm not sure. Uh, yeah, talk about some seeds at some point tonight. Of course, uh, giving away that Astro Snaps, the Sangria, and the Purgatory. Uh, let's see here. Kevin O'Donnell wanted to know a little bit about those genetics. Fire Handler, cheers to you. Lucas T. Barrington. What's up? And Blue looks good on you. Dog pounds. All right. Focus. Back to this joint. Excuse me. Asini. Smoking a little bit of icy ice cream cake. Courtesy of Mr. Brett Anderson. Cheers to you. What's up, Biosynthetic? What you guys smoking on this evening? I guess I should get my top chat, the live chat. There we go. I don't know what that actually does. I think that just fucking tells me you're here, or tells YouTube you're participating. Magnon. Hopefully that's the right. Operation Annihilation. Cheers. Been fucking hand rolling a lot lately. Usually good for the roller, but I don't know why. I've been fucking rolling my hand again lately. RS11. Nice. What's that taste like? Lucas? Perma Sleep 2. OG18. Nice. This ice cream cake was fucking greasy. was smoking some of it yesterday, kind of doing that look at the joint while you smoke it type thing. Nice fucking big old ring of oil dripping down it. It's always nice. Fucking YouTube and the commercials now. Oh, I can't skip it. I let the YouTube premium go. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with my music. I want to continue the premium service or look to I don't know, fucking Pandora or Spotify or something. You'd think I'd hang with the old YouTube. It's been pretty good to me over the years. I lost my chat. What's up? 33 cool fuckers watching. Cheers. Cheers to the awesome 33. How long do edibles take for you? What do you mean? Kick in? Or how long do they last? For me, I started feeling the onslaught within about a half hour, 45 minutes. $300 milligrams. Nice. Didn't feel it for about 2 hours. Huh. I kind of think that, again, that amount of time is variable to what do you have in your stomach? Did you go in on an empty stomach? Did you go on a full stomach? Get some purple ice water next round. Nice. Shit. I might have to go get me a lighter right quick. I don't think I've got a spark. I got a fat joint, but no spark. Miss Angel, you want to bring me a light? CJ Apple, what's up? Just go grab it. You guys be all right for a second. Salute. Well, after 2 hours, I felt severe cotton mouth and couldn't text anymore. That's a sign of highness, isn't it? Realistically. Doctor's in the house. Cheers, doctor. How you doing this evening? Of course, popped some of that Roll Soul from Trichome Jungle the other day. Yeah, it's got listening to the motivational in the background. Jim Rohn's awesome. If you've never listened to Jim Rohn, what do we got that we can listen to? Oh, how about some Raven too? Sorry, YouTube and its commercials. There we go. Crank this one up. I think I should get away with this one. Get my chat brought back up. Big old fucking strawberry brulee back here. Bam. She's come a long way. Got one in flower, two in flower. And I think I've got a Eagle Knievel in there as well. Flower. Looking forward to harvesting some of my own flower for a change. Jesus, seen that. I take it. Welcome. Cheers. Uh-oh. I hear my phone dinging. Sure it's not. Rooted leaf. Nice. Mr. Nick Rooted Leaf will be here tomorrow in the organic formal. Damn. Oof. Nice. Pretty tasty, Brett. Thank you, my friend. I got them this year. Yeah, I don't even know why I'm popping more seeds already when I'm already backed up. Looking to empty some closets and fucking flour in some closets if I have to. Cheers, banana farmer. Sorry about that. How you doing, Blue Kiss?
I am doing excellent. I had a wonderful day today. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well
Yeah,
today.
I started coming in and I heard you talking about getting ready to do your own harvest, and that is a wonderful thing.
It is. I don't think you'll be hearing me complain about any kind of trim jail anytime soon.
Well, I gotta say, you're not the only one in the boat of not having your own weed right now. I've got several friends that they're great growers. It's just life circumstances has dealt them something where they're not growing at the very moment. And hard to believe, and you can probably identify with this. It's part when you grow as much as our community does, it becomes part of you. It's part of your mental health, as it were.
Part of your identity. It's
The
what
actual growing portion of it, because you still have access to all the weed you need. You've not gone without for sure. I'm sure of it, regardless of what happened. I'm sure you've had weed to smoke, but it's the not growing your own, not putting your hands on the plants makes a
but
difference.
I think that's all the more worse because I went without weed way more than you probably guess. And because of being in the position that I've always been in, it would it, I've never asked. I've so been on the other side of the coin for so long of giving, giving, giving.
Yeah. And that's
And
where I'm at. And I'm glad to be on this side of that side of the coin, because I have been on the other side of the coin. And yeah, if any of you guys are out there in a bad way, that it's a pay it forward world. You need to reach out to the people around you, and they will more than be willing to help you out. I'm certain of it.
I
I'm
think
certain of it.
kind of like pissed a few people off with my because there was a time there like fuck, it was months ago where I was talking and smoking a little bit of dispo weed because I wouldn't open my mouth and ask. You know what I mean? I would
Yeah.
rather put my head down and fucking kind of went in just to the
Yeah. And if I had known that, I would have been all over you going, what the fuck are you doing? I found out this way there, kid. What the hell are you doing?
it's my one of my biggest flaws is reaching out or letting anybody.
That's a strong person flaw right there. That's a strong person flaw, and it's a good flaw to have, I guess, because it says you're strong. But yeah, that's something maybe you should work on.
Oh, for
I know
sure.
I do. I need to work on that. I get I'll shut down before I ask for help. It's just
Yeah.
the way I am. But yeah,
Sadly but
told to
true.
change.
And that's been a that's been a tough lesson to learn. It's the and that's what I've come through in that process is it's selfish in a lot of ways. Um because I don't, you know what I mean? I don't want to reach out and help, but in the same aspect, it's when you're denying the person on the other side that all that goodness that comes up with,
With
helping
helping.
out there, bring
Yes.
them in, and
Yes.
they're like,
It feels
oh,
good to give.
no, it's an insult. I never seen that for a long many a time, and I'm still not good with it. But it's the same thing. Like you go into somebody's house, and I learned this, and I can't believe that I never translated it over into everything else. But I knew when I was doing work for people as a carpenter, like if I went in and came over and did an estimate, and you offer me some coffee or a donut. And there was times in my life I wouldn't, I would never do that. And then somebody pointed that out to me, how rude that was. You know what I mean? It was,
Yeah, they want you to take that. They're offering hospitality and you're denying them the chance to do that by turning it down.
yeah, yeah.
And in
So
some societies, that's a huge insult. I mean, it is kind of in ours too, but we don't do it quite so formally insulted, but yeah.
that's how I understood it. As somebody from like one of those cultures pulled me aside and said, that's a huge insult that you didn't take that from, that offering from
Yes.
life and shit
Yes,
like
you
that.
should be humble and take it and be appreciative, and that's how that works.
Yep. So then from that point on, if I were doing an estimate or whatever, I would take that cup of coffee or whatever, you
Yeah.
know. But I didn't to this day. I don't let it trans. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you could
When I'm
in
in need,
everyday life, yeah. And if you needed weed and all you'd have to say is, geez, I'm out of weed. Do you have any? And I'd be there. That's how easy it is with me. But most people won't do that. I've already had this conversation with two people in my life in the last couple weeks. God damn it, if you are out, they've all helped me. Everybody that I've helped lately has helped me. So if you can't reach out to me, that is an insult to me because it does hurt me that you don't think I could do that for you. Because if you don't reach out, that tells me you don't think my weed's quite good enough. And I know it is. So please reach out.
I wouldn't think it's that.
No, I know.
For me, it's that I don't know. I've You'd have to know where I come from for all for that, but I don't know. It's just it's tough for me to reach out for that like that for some reason. It's
Well,
just
when you've had to count on your pride to see you through tough times, it's really hard to put it aside and humble yourself. And then it is a humbling experience to need help and to say you need help. It's very humbling. It brings you to a real base part of your life. It really does.
it
And I
is
would imagine you probably see it as a defeat, a personal defeat.
for sure.
It's not though.
Thinking that hopefully death usually comes in threes, and not that I knew Mr. Sinclair, but I'm hoping that
Yeah, that was shocking that it came right when it did.
yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, I just got a notice right before the show that in the comments of somebody, because I've over the last year, life, whatever, I've my numbers have changed from my phone numbers. So like the two numbers that I've had for uh, the one number I had for like fucking 30 years, I no longer have, and then I had
Oh,
a number I had for forever, and both of them are gone. So nobody can get a hold of me at this point. And I was looking to see what episode this was, and there's a comment in the comments there saying that a friend of mine is trying to get a hold of me, that another friend had died. And I was like, ugh. So that's three in the last week. Of course, it was Spiky and then Mr. Sinclair.
oh,
With I'm hoping it usually comes in threes.
yeah.
So
It
hopefully
does
that
usually. And weirdly, people are going, that's superstition, but it does. It seems to.
it does. It does. Oddly enough, I learned a little bit about Mr. Sinclair. I met Mr. Sinclair last year briefly at and this is a I'm gonna probably make some people mad here, but it is what it is. But at the Hash Bash Cup last year, and I've talked about that shit for years and years and years, how we don't necessarily celebrate the activism
Yes.
of the hash bash cup, and it's gotten worse and worse and worse over the years.
Yeah.
And so this year, I actually got to learn a little bit of something. I was watching something not even related to Mr. Sinclair. I was watching a BBC special about Detroit, the collapsing of Detroit, and it got along the musical scene, and they were talking about Motown, and then they started talking about the P-Funk era there, and then they started talking about MC5, and I never knew Mr. Sinclair's connection to the MC5 there.
There's
And
there's a lot of activism history there that yeah, we all know why we go to the hash bash. It's because he got arrested and blah blah blah. But yeah, that's only part of the story. There's a lot of stuff related in.
yeah, I didn't know none of that. His relation to the MC5 or the what was it? I think it was the White Power movement he had started there in Detroit and
Yeah,
on and
it
on.
was the white power movement. In fact,
It was
yes.
even nothing to do with him. I mean, eventually they did get into the hash bash,
Yeah.
thing,
His
but
connection thereof.
I hope this is, and sadly because of his passing, I hope this is a chance to kind of bring back the light to where it started. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He's been forgotten for
Yeah.
years.
And let's face it, activism for cannabis is not over. It's not over, and it probably never will be. We're gonna, unless we put up our hands and bend over and take whatever the government's gonna give us, we're gonna have to keep fighting for a long time. We're losing poor 710 DP there. DP, are you okay?
DP, where'd you go? I was just getting to say hi to it again, bro.
Oh, it looked like he was on the move outside. So that might have had something to do with it.
Jealous the sun's still up there. That's why.
Yeah.
I can't wait till we get back to our fucking 10 o'clock fucking sunsets and shit.
Oh, me too. Me.
There he is.
There he is.
I was on safe driving mode. I didn't realize I
Ah,
was driving, so I didn't want to interrupt. But
Walking pretty
cheers,
fast then.
cheers.
just out here in good old Humboldt. I don't
Nice.
think I've talked to you guys since I've been here, so thought I'd jump on real quick. I got about 30 minutes before I got to start paddling.
You're paddle man now, huh?
Yeah, paddling about 4 days a week. So um,
Building up some.
getting ready for the season. Got some greenhouses to fill, so uh, about to be popping a bunch of seeds and running
Last
through a
I
bunch of.
saw, last post I saw from you, you were working on the East Coast with Peter's brother.
Yes, I was out there helping out at his property. He's building a little orchard out there. Him and his family are moving into that property, so I help break it in for them. Get all the kinks out. It's a really super old house, so that was fun. Came with all sorts of challenges, but it was a blast. I had my first little greenhouse going on out there, and the New England weather was just a peach. I'll tell you what.
Did you did you learn what cold was?
Oh yeah, it's a whole different cold. Like, I mean, I was in Chicago for the polar vortex, where it was like -30 on a regular basis for a couple weeks, and like that was super cold, but it was a different kind of cold. Like New England, like it's like bone chillingly cold. But yeah, I'm glad to. It was a fun experience, but I'm glad to have moved on.
So how
And
did you get out to California where it's so much warmer then?
well, I'm sure everybody knows Truth, Becca. So her husband needed some help out here, and she actually just had a baby, probably 12, 13 days ago, something like that. A healthy baby little girl, Evelyn.
Yeah.
And so they need some help, and me and my girlfriend were looking to come out this way, so it kind of all just aligned, and yeah, enjoying it out here.
Nice, nice. It's nice when things do converge like that and come together.
Yeah, I mean, and it's funny, from it's the community, you know. It can be a great place. Sure.
Right
It's
on.
getting chilly though, I'll tell you that much.
Chili
Good washing weather. I should my jacket back on.
dropping below freezing, are you?
No, but we're supposed to get to like 34.
That's pretty close.
It is
Close. So up here in the valley, we might actually dip down. We started a couple little plants, like vegetables and stuff like that, that we might have to cover. But so far, so good.
Yeah. That's good. I'm glad to hear you're doing well.
How have you been?
I have been wonderful. I am
Yes,
loving life. Yes.
good.
I'm
Getting
starting to gear up for the upcoming season of the different events and going and visiting several different people this year that I didn't get to last year. Also going to be in the next couple weeks. We'll be launching my podcast. I know I've said this before, but for sure
good.
it will be coming out because it's going to be related around interviews with people in person and the different events I've gone to and places I go and people I see and the one woman comedy show.
I love it.
But yeah, so and that's got me excited. Very excited. Yeah,
What's the tentative date?
excuse me.
What's the tentative date?
I don't have a tentative date. I gotta see how quick, because I'm going to do an episode on the hash bash, which is, of course, on Saturday. So that is going to be my first official. I will have an introductory episode and then the hash bash. So it won't be long after the hash bash because if I wait too long, it's pretty much old news. So yeah, I'm thinking within probably a week after the hash bash will be my first episodes. So stay tuned. Growing Femmes is the name it would be under on IG. I will give a shout out when it's gonna launch.
What is it? I'm sorry. What was
Growing Femmes.
Growing Temps? That's right. I remember now.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. I'm
Yeah.
excited.
I will
I've
be
been
doing,
excited.
I will be doing interviews, not just with women. I know a lot of people think it is going to be just women, but I am a woman. My life is woman oriented, female oriented, but yeah, I want to talk to all the different people around me that you know, from the people providing my nutrients to my friends that are growing and friends on the show like I am here. I want to talk to y'all and maybe ask questions that you would not necessarily be asked on a show.
I
So,
love it.
yeah.
I think it's important, and I do think that women have been extremely showing a blank on the word, but I mean suppressed, in the
Yeah, kind of we
industry,
are,
and
we are.
exploited, kind of, I mean, for lack of better terms.
And I'm
I
not
see a lot of girls will get like a light sponsor or something like that because they show a little bit skin or something. You know what I mean? So it's like,
yeah, that's not clearly not the way I'm going to be going. But for
yeah,
me, it isn't even radical feminism that's got me urging to go forward. It is our community. Our community going through so many changes right now between the shows, every single show, this one included, is going through a metamorphosis of change. And a little bit, our community is breaking apart a little bit and becoming a little more scattered. And for all it's worth, I'd like to be the mother hen to bring us all together and keep us networking and keep it healthy and bring more people in. That's
matriarch.
key. I'll take that role if I think that it would be successful in tying us all together and making us strong as a community. I will frickin' take it on today. But
Yeah,
that is my impetus of going forward is yeah, some days I feel like I got nothing to say. Nobody wants, who wants to listen to me to other days as, fuck, I got a lot to say and I want our community to be together. I want to get high in a chat with you guys. I wanna set up a thing where I could do like a Hollywood Squares thing and have a little game show on my thing occasionally. And I'm not gonna be able to do that by myself. I'm gonna have to have help from all of my community, including people like Eagle. Because I gotta have people on the damn panel to answer the questions. Circle gets a square, motherfuckers.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. It has great goals.
Yeah,
I think it's important for the unity. So I'm all for it. I'm down with it.
I'm
I
glad.
wish you the best.
Yeah. We'll have a it takes a village day someday and all come together. And then the thing is too, a lot of times, throughout the different communities I belong to, I see a lot of the same people. There's a thread of similar people from across 5 different shows, across 4 different discords. It's the same people. The same people want the same goals and want to be part of a family and community. And I'm down with that all day long.
There's a lot of truth to that, but then you get frustrated that you're not reaching, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
the community's bigger than fucking 20 people.
it is. It
And
is.
you know, I wish you the best. I'm headed in the opposite direction of that. I mean, you'll probably see me at 0 to no events this year. I'm getting more and more seclusive. Yeah, I mean, this bar shit has wore me right the fuck out. Behind the scenes, the shots people take and all that shit, it wore me right the fuck out. And at this point, I'm ready to just get some land or whatever, grow weed, and never get in front of the camera again. And I could be completely cool with that.
Well,
Yeah, unfortunately, there's gonna be, people. Yeah, people are just assholes sometimes, and unfortunately, that's kind of where we go in life. But you have a good community behind, you, man, and it has changed a lot, especially since I first got in. I first got in, what, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, when I think it was probably at the peak for a lot of people. A lot of people had extra time and needed this direction. And unfortunately, a lot of people did get, kind of led astray, or however you want to put it, you know what I mean? And the thing is, I think a lot of people came to these communities thinking that, oh, we smoke pot, we're all going to be the same and think the same and want the same things. And at the end of the day, that's not really it.
no, not
We're
at
a
all.
big mixing pot of people that have a lot of different views and
Yes,
have been
and
through a lot of
that's
different
what I want to
things.
talk
And
about as well. The
yeah,
things that you're hitting on, yeah, these are all things that we need to bring out. And yeah, I love seeing growth. Don't get me wrong. I want to see your growth. I love seeing healthy plants. I like talking genetics. I love all that, but we're to the point where we're a few of our shows are flatlining where they should be thriving. And I do think
yeah.
a lot of it's got to do with we're just not reaching in any new people. And there's a lot of people out there that have no idea that this goes on.
I know.
No
Trust
idea.
me, approaching 5 years into it, and on this project, I'm starting year 5, and with other projects, I've been into this a long time. And I
Well,
started this not even to like, I didn't, and to this day, this is still the reasons. I'm not antisocial or whatever. The only reason I got into this was to spotlight other people. That's why I don't say anything during the interviews or whatever. I want you to talk about you. I want people to know about you. I don't go on the show, and maybe that's where I go wrong is I don't go on everybody else's show and go, hey, yeah, fucking tune in to fucking Talking to Show with Eagle. I've never done that. Even though that's my goal. And even with that, I don't like I could give a fuck if anybody remembers my name, you know what I mean, or knows me. But I want people to remember some of the cool motherfuckers I meet, you know
Yes.
what I mean? That's why I said the background.
You are glue amongst the community, sir. In order or not, you have a wide network of people that all know you. They don't all know each other necessarily, but they all know you. And if we lost you, even though we're waning right here on the show, as far as your peak of viewership and whatever, this may not be it, but I think it will also come back around. I think that it's a matter of all of us on all the shows freshening up a little bit and getting the formats down and trying to get the word out. Do you know how often I've gone to a dispensary and start chit-chatting up the people working at the dispensary?
I did the dispensary.
And then, well, usually what it is with me is because I'm going for concentrates if I'm at a dispensary.
I got you.
I don't necessarily have, I have all the flour to my disposal I'll ever want, but I don't always have concentrate. But they see a woman of a certain age walking in the dispensary, they think I'm gonna get a flour or whatever, pre-rolls maybe.
A tonic.
Edibles, whatever.
A tonic, maybe.
Yeah, I don't, yeah, something basic, something grandmotherly. Yeah, I'm coming up with that. Yeah, I want this, and this, and this.
Smoke them all under the
Concentrates.
table.
They're going, oh, got a party plan. They go, nope, just gonna try to get through the week. They're like, oh, it's just like, so then we start talking, and I say, yeah, I come from a quiet and wide community of cannabis enthusiasts and smokers that grow and smoke, and we're on YouTube, and they're in shock. A lot of them, it's 20 somethings, early 30s. Really, yeah. Dot. This is where you go. Dot. This is where you go. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe some of those people showed up, maybe they didn't, but that's the only way we're going to reach them now is if we reach out to people that we don't necessarily know, but we know smokes cannabis.
I tell people about the show quite a bit, or the cannabis community and all that. The show's still moving forward. I mean, so it's still inching forward ever so slowly.
Yeah.
It's not that, that's for sure. I don't know.
I appreciate this show.
This is in all honesty, brutal fucking honesty.
Yeah.
Is I'd like to save this for events. I hate group chats. I've said that for years. You won't find me in a group chat. That just too much shit going on, won't happen. I prefer quality one-on-one. I appreciate that time, one-on-one. You know what I get with people. Them are the conversations I had. You have conversations with 50 people. It's everybody barking to get their little in. You know what I mean? And that's not for me. So I'd rather save this smoking weed, hanging out for the events, and I'd much rather get back to the interviews. Here's the problem with that. There's so many shitheads out there now. I mean, I've been at this for a long time. I've uncovered a lot of rocks. I've seen a lot of dirty shit. I've seen a lot of fucking skeletons. And here's the other problem. And this is an advice to you, Lucas, as you uncover these rocks and you offer them the olive branch to be on your show, and then you find out a month later they're a shithead, and you go, oof, ugh. Man, I just offered them to be on the show and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that could be a problem. Oh, look, you're a dirtbag. I thought you were a decent person.
So now define the quality. And now
and then your homie might
the
think
interviews.
they're back. Yeah.
I'm only selecting people I want to fucking talk to. Flat out, it isn't just
yes, it should be.
You're cool.
I hope I was one of them. I hope I was just a pill.
You're doing something I think's cool and fucking interests me. I'm just not going to do the interview anymore. I mean, life's too short. If you're not having any fun when you're doing it, don't do it anymore. Fucking unless I'm enjoying that shit, it's to the point where I would rather go fucking run.
You should go to the DGC Cup.
Hi, SoCal. How you doing?
Cheers, SoCal.
What's happening, guys?
Oh, we're just talking about the community and how wonderful it could be.
Yeah.
It is a wonderful
Great.
community.
Well-
It just needs a little bit of redirection.
And to Eagle's point about people being assholes after you find out they're an asshole after the fact. There's a gentleman I know. His name, I'm not going to name names. Eagle knows who he is. Very well-known individual who agreed like 2 or 3 times to come on the show and then fucking bounced out.
Lakers.
You know,
Oh, that happens a lot too. That sucks. People just be people.
and what pisses me off is this specific person, claims to be a major player in the freaking community. When in reality they're a bunch of fucking posers.
I will say, sadly, there are a lot of posers in our community.
Yes, Kyle is one of them.
Sometimes takes a minute to find them, and sometimes they're very apparent. I'm pretty much, I won't say I am exactly on the shows or even in Discord as I really am in life, because I can't be that person. I'd be so fucking vulnerable. I couldn't be. I have to be a little tougher and a little bit different. But I am pretty honest and I am pretty straightforward, and people that I love know that I love them. And people that love me, I know love me. So I've gleaned some pretty good diamonds out of the piles of coal that's around us. I really have.
Yep.
So
Sadly enough, is that, and this is true in life, and I've said this a million times. I want to know what's in that bucket is you got to keep them people that you meet, and the ones that you trust and fucking whatever are far and
they are your precious diamonds. They really
you
are.
have to go through thousands,
A lot of
thousands,
coal. A lot of coal.
thousands to find 5.
Yeah, dude, I agree.
5.
If somebody tells me
If
about
you're
all
lucky,
the friends they have and
right.
they've got dozens of friends, I kind of worry for them because they don't have dozens of friends.
You want to know how to find out who your true friends are? Send out a big group text to all the people in your contacts list saying you're moving next week and you need help.
Yeah, you need help or you need money. That's when you're going to find out. If it's money and somebody does not have money to help you, a true friend will say, "I don't have money to help you, but this is what I can do."
What can I do? Yeah. I'll find a way.
Yeah,
absolutely.
the ones that aren't the ones that are giving you the Heisman, those guys right off.
And kind of like with what we were saying earlier, that people come into the community thinking they have everybody in chat's their friend. Everybody at an event is their friend. And, they might confide in them or whatever, right? Like a lot of people come to this community because they were neglected in other communities or just whatever, right? Like we all didn't get here later on in life because things were going smoothly for the most part,
Sure.
So it can be a vulnerable place for a lot of people coming in, especially new. And there's a lot of predators out there.
That's very
unfortunately
true.
we gotta learn the hard way sometimes. And
yes,
I think a lot of us that are still around from the last few years all kind of have a few bumps and bruises and hurt feelings and lost some quote unquote friends or something, but in the process gained a lot, right? I've gained a lot more people I can say as a friend, right? I've met a lot more people, whether they're a friend or acquaintance,
yes.
And I learned to.
And not everybody's going to be your friend. They can just be an acquaintance, and you can just be formal and social.
Be cordial.
And be cordial.
Right?
Cordial. Thank you.
Yeah, like you don't have. I don't have to react to everything.
That's right. That's exactly.
I can disagree with somebody and allow them to have their peace with it, right? Like I don't have to. Yeah. Well,
and who knew this was going to be a community therapy session?
Smoke more hash and stuff, right?
Sadly enough, I did because this shit's been brewing in me for like.
And I'm coming at it from a different angle. So this is perfect then.
On the whole flip side of that, though, there has been a lot of actual true friendships made because of not only this channel, but the community as a whole.
Shit, I'm in California because of it,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
I was just in the East Coast because of it. Like, I've been able to reach out to people, and like people have really been there at some pretty, crucial times of my life.
Yep.
Sadly
And
enough, that's where the confiding there. That's honestly, I feel where that's where I got stabbed in the back there is I confided
oh,
in
dude,
a
yeah,
few and times I felt were, you know, I was vulnerable. They, you know what I mean, and
Yeah.
trusting. And then,
I
yeah,
know exactly what
the
you mean.
daggers, the shit that was said
yeah.
after was walked away was.
There is nothing like a good stabby stab to make you realize that things aren't exactly what you necessarily think they are.
Yeah,
God,
Yep.
that's why I hate
yeah.
that's why I hate Discord as much because the knife throwers all took it to Discord where they knew I wouldn't fucking see the knives coming. You know what I mean? Picture was up.
It got me.
Man, the worst is when they just don't, I don't know. Like, yeah, smoke more
Oh,
hash.
honey, you just roboted hard SoCal.
Fuck. Sorry about that, guys.
From
Couldn't hit mute. That guy was fucking moving.
Oh, is that somebody going down the road?
Yeah.
Damn. Careful, you don't get run over, Bubba. But
No.
I will say something positive, and it's true that you can take two very different people, take myself and SoCal. We have very different views of the world, very different approaches to the world, yet I wake and bake or coffee clutch or whatever you want to call it, just about every day with him. Just
Right?
about
Yeah.
every day. I know what's
Yeah.
going on in his life. He knows what's going on in my life because
Yep.
we have a little wake and bake. And it's
And I guarantee you, if anything happens to where you let the community know, they're gonna have a genuine, heartfelt, at least concern, right? Even if
yes.
they
Yeah.
can't do anything or know you well enough to reach out to do anything, that concern, right? That energy goes somewhere. I feel like it's not just, So
Yeah.
yeah, for the majority, and I think it is up to us as a community to kind of self-police, but B kind of grow with it and be able to adapt to things like that. And yeah, I don't know. But my phone's about to die. I'm about to plug it up and get to paddling. I just wanted to jump on and say I love you guys.
what's in the bucket? That's what I was asking you there, real quick.
Oh, coffee lime dog.
Ooh.
Yeah, coffee across the lime dog. I'm really excited about it. It smells super funky. Really
Nice.
excited. But hell yeah, guys, much love. Y'all have a great evening. I'll be listening. So
Right on.
Great seeing you again, DP.
I'm fucking freezing out here.
Tell me it's 52 degrees or something. It's 41 here.
No, it's colder than that.
Are you at elevation though? Do you have a little elevation where you're at?
Yeah. Yeah. And I do have a canyon that goes right off of the ocean straight to my front door. So we get all that cold and that shit that comes out from the ocean comes straight up to my house.
Well, I've been monopolizing the conversation, as is my way. You want to share all the good, happy news in your life, SoCal, of where you're at?
I don't know if it's happy or frustration or.
Well, it's frustrating to get to the happiness, but I'd say it's going to be happiness for you.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I think I've already mentioned that I'm moving out of the current place into a new place. Just waiting for escrow to close.
Yeah, I didn't know you had mentioned where you were in that process.
We are supposed to close escrow tomorrow morning, but apparently the septic company fucked us over, and the propane company fucked us over. So we're not going to close until either the end of next week or the beginning of the week after that now. So
That sucks.
but
But you have an end in sight, so that's what's important.
I have an end goal. I have it in sight. My end goal is getting out of California. But
Well, if you're a lot closer.
step
Yeah,
one
you're in another
is,
country, but
yeah, we've taken step one, and now we're planning on step two. So, it's a few steps that we got to take, but the ball is rolling to get us the hell out of here.
it may be slow, but it's very deliberate and you're gonna get there.
Yeah. Oh, it is very, very, very well planned and orchestrated. So, but the bitching thing about the new house is that I'm farther away from the city, so less people to deal with. Because honestly, I hate people. And then
Theme of the evening.
right, and then as Blue Kiss saw on Discord the other day, I can open the back gate out of my backyard, and 4 steps out of my back gate is dirt bike tracks. So that'll be kind of nice. And then I can also shoot right out of my backyard. And there's deer in them there hills. So
Literally the hills.
yeah. So I think my first order of business when I get moved in, actually the day I get the keys, I'm going up there and I'm planting some soybeans and some green beans and some peas and all kinds of shit along the back fence line to kind of draw in the critters.
I'm gonna grab a water. I'll be right back.
All right.
Meantime, Ryan, this should be loading up in the
Mr.
background.
Ghost.
All right.
I shouldn't have probably said that out loud, but oh well. Everybody knows your name, Ryan.
Yep. Oh man.
Hey, Ryan.
Oh, he must be still loading up audio.
Excuse me.
I said he's probably still getting the audio loaded.
Oh, I thought it was he who was talking. Maybe so. It takes a minute to get on here sometimes.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, that's where all that stands. Supposed to be getting the keys tomorrow, but probably won't get them till next Friday.
yeah. Well, is everything pretty much boxed up in your house currently?
Honestly, I haven't even really started.
They're the guy after my own heart.
I mean, I've done a little bit here and there. I went out and packed up the workbench in the garage, and I've thrown away like 3 trash cans full of shit out of the garage now. And that was my biggest worry, is the garage, because I am going from a nice big garage to a little like 1-car garage.
Yeah, more of a
I
point.
have like 5 cars worth of shit. So
Time to feng shui that stuff.
yeah.
And that usually does happen when people move, is they tend to look at stuff and go, do I really need to bring this? Do I really need to bring this? Will I really need
Yeah, as I pack, I'm gonna purge.
Yeah, that's a good
I mean, I got 3 bags of clothes that are sitting in my living room that I keep tripping over because I need to take them to the donation center. And every time I walk out the door, I trip over the damn things and don't throw them in the back of the truck. So
that is the key. You don't throw them in. I do the same thing. I got to do this. I got to do this. And then finally it makes it out to the vehicle and it happens.
yeah. Well, that'll happen tomorrow. I have to go down the mountain tomorrow. So I'll throw it all in the back of the Jeep and be done with it.
On the mountain. Hi, Ryan. You made it back. Glad to see you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Here to hop on for a 20 and smoke a little bit of weed. You guys?
Yeah.
Oh, there is a 20 in 1 minute.
Yeah.
Cheers.
I've been trying to load up. I opened up my concentrates and I don't know where I set them as I was talking, because I do tend to talk and do things.
Kind of do that a lot.
I do. I'm going to
Oh,
get
here you
something
guys
else.
go. Oh, the 20 now. I'm looking for the dad song.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, anyway, Strawberry Gary for the win. From, I want to get this right. I want to slaughter their names. Superlative Solventless.
Shit.
to the Fledge, the Third Eye Craft Affair market a couple weeks ago, and they're a regular there, as well as Red Setter Farms, our friend. And I picked it up. Well, I had actually gotten some a few months ago, and I was there a few weeks ago, and I said, if he's got it, I'm getting it. And he had it, I got it, but he also had called strawberry pave that smelled so freaking good. So I think I'm gonna get that one next time.
Cuvée.
Yeah,
Good shit.
Not
that is
a pave. It was a pave. And also what I liked about this dude, as opposed to going to, say, a dispensary, is all of the stuff is right there. He was willing to dab with me if I wanted to try any of it out. He had the flour that he got the concentrates from sitting right there. Let me at big jars of it too. Let me open
nice.
up, let me put my face in it. Let me pick up the buds and give them a little squeeze just to see what we were dealing with. Yeah. You don't
Nice.
get that in a dispensary.
Can't do that out here
All
anymore.
at a reasonable price. Yeah. No tax, anything. Putting the wrong top on the wrong stuff. It's so silly.
Yeah, taxes killed it out here.
Yeah, when you're telling me some of the prices that you were looking at the dispensaries out there, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah. Yeah, you go on Weed Maps and you find a dispensary and they tell you, oh, we have an ounce of, fucking whatever hype strain of the week for $200. Then you look at the taxes and it's, $70 in taxes.
Yeah, the state's got to get there to cut. That's for sure.
Oh yeah.
That is why I like a nice vigorous market, and also our events is it. Yeah, I won't say the state doesn't get any money.
You know what amazes me the most is seeing the transition of the way the dispensaries operate from when it was purely medical to recreational. When it was medical, it was just like you were just saying, Blue Kits, where you can open up the jars, stuff your nose down into the bottom of that jar, pick them up, play with them, look at them. Now it looks like you're walking into a jewelry store.
Hermetically sealed. Everything's hermetically sealed.
Yep, and everything on display is in a little container, like a dab container, with a magnifying glass on the lid, but that's locked up in a freaking display case, and you got to look at it through the display case.
Yep.
And then when you do buy something off the shelf, it comes in a completely sealed Mylar bag that you can't see in it. You can't, you don't actually know what's in there.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was one of the things when we became legal that I looked forward to, is to be able to go in and check stuff out and had a bright idea of what a dispensary was going to be. And then the reality came in.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this isn't what I wanted.
Well, and the people that work there don't know a goddamn thing about the products in their store. They have absolutely no clue other than what they read on the baggie.
I'd like to argue that that's not true, but from everybody that I hang out with and that I know, it is true. It is true.
It is.
Even
It
though
is.
that stuff is written on the freaking containers for concentrates, either they're not trained or they just don't understand what they're even selling. They don't know resin from anything.
Right.
Cheers,
And-
bud.
Hi, everyone. Hi,
Cheers,
SoCal.
buddy.
Hi,
Cheers,
Big-
buddy.
Hi, Ryan. And of course, hello, Eagle.
Cheers, bud.
Brother.
It seems like, and Buddy can probably verify this because he's, not too far away from me, but the girls they hire to work in these dispensaries are not hired for their brain. They're hired for the tits and ass. That's all it is. The only thing they're missing in the dispensary is a brass pole for them to slide on.
Oh my.
And they'd probably be better at that than they would be at, helping out a customer in the dispensary figure out what they need.
But as bad as that is, and things have started to change, that's a successful like business model. Like there's people there. Well, you look at the stats, even though equal amounts of women and men smoke, way more men frequent the dispensaries. And what a better way to get someone to come back is having the cute countertop, because they're all selling the same crap. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I know myself. Yeah, there's a couple stores that have like some beautiful person work there. Yeah.
Can they answer your question? No, but you're not there for
No.
that, are you? No.
Right.
Would it be better to have somebody that was a little knowledgeable and that could cut through the like myself? I don't actually go in these places, but like I know that being like a veteran or know what I know about weed, the worst thing would be if there's somebody that didn't even know what they were talking about started to like try to sell me on something. Like that wouldn't go over well.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what you get out here. Hell, I would rather go into a dispensary and have fucking Rocky Dennis from Mask be able to answer my questions than some
Hey, that's
stupid little
offensive.
bubble-headed blonde, who doesn't know what she's talking about.
That's
But
true.
even remember back in the 215 era, I managed to grow for a dispensary. Danny ran it and had, one of the girls that worked there had been his wife for many years. So whatever. But I remember overhearing him tell them, like, it's like certain people took up too much of time, meaning they wanted to talk and chat and make, and him telling his employees, mainly girls, like, yeah, you got to like wrap it up.
Man.
You don't want to spend 15 minutes with one person selling them an eighth. You know what I mean?
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, you have to be personable.
That's right.
Yeah,
When it comes down to it, it's all business in there. And if you got good customer service and your customers can walk in and be like, hey, buddy, what's happening? How you doing? How's the wife and kids? They're gonna come back. When it's, hey, welcome to Walmart, get your shit and get out, they're not coming back.
Well, and also you've got a different model than a lot of the other places do. Like in Michigan, I can go online and shop whatever dispensary I want to shop online, whatever they've got available. And I can go through and I can pick it all out, look at what their sales are without ever freaking getting out of my chair. Go there, pick it up, voila.
Yeah, you can do the same thing here with Weed Maps. You can order online.
Yeah, but
and they'll
not
do like the curbside
Colorado,
thing,
they don't have that yet. They can't do that. They can't go on and fill out the whole thing and have their order waiting when they walk in. So from place to place, it's different. According to what I've been told, that
You don't
there's
even get out of the car here. Fucking they would
yeah,
fucking
yeah, you can just sit in your car.
And
That's right.
you could be
Yeah,
inebriated and fucking they'll still sell you weed right there. Fucking, I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really.
there's places out here where you do your order on Weed Maps and it'll say, okay, when you get to our storefront, text this number to check in and tell them what parking space you're in and they'll bring it out to your car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not all states can do that.
Even though I'm not a wine drinker myself, two of my friends make their living up in Napa at the wine tasting sales. They're salespeople at the wine tasting places. So I'm familiar. Like cannabis should have why wouldn't a wine tasting business model be okay for cannabis? Like that people come in, you sample a little. The whole idea is to get them to sign up for the harvest.
Yeah.
Like the wine model. Most of
Yes.
I'm not like even a wine drinker. So, but somehow cannabis doesn't fit into that, and it's like we're not allowed to do any of that, right? Which to me, like if Like, I wouldn't want to own a dispensary under the current
Law,
thing.
rule.
But
No.
one day you could like set it up like more like a lounge, a bit more personable, like a bar. Like, you know, you can go to
Yeah.
any kind of bar
There's
you
still
want.
one more
I like
change
it.
come about yet. See, that's what everybody don't realize. We can set up all our these models state to state that we want, but when federal comes and makes their front mind up, they could wipe the whole slate clean. Yet one more time.
Yeah.
They might, you know,
Yep.
as much as I'm like against the feds, they might be the agency or the change that makes things better, because states are kind of cockeyed, right? Like the system they've put up is now. I also fear that the federal will just be more of the same and even crazier, but maybe not.
I would just like to see it be unscheduled and let the states, just like they do with alcohol, if you got a dry county or whatever, you
Hey,
get a dry
It's not
county.
even that truly valuable of a commodity, but like they act like the thing is there's no trust. Like any other business, there's a level of trust between the proprietor and the tax man,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
In cannabis, the whole thing is because they don't trust you, not even with a crumb. Remember at the beginning, they would give fines out because on video they could see like some shake on the counter and they would write you up for it and all this craziness. Yeah, because they're so crazy about the inventory and the
Count everything on the stem, off the stem, what's everything,
Right.
count for the waste. Accounting for the
And-
waste, where other industry accounts for the waste.
Now, here's the thing,
exactly
though, is
like
that
and it really comes down to, there's like no trust. Like they don't trust the operators of weed. No, not at all.
well, because the people writing the laws don't understand the business they're writing the laws for.
And the truth is anytime I've had legit business, the yeah, you need to declare like for you to be successful. It's not about cheating on your books. That doesn't use. I mean, unless you're really successful, oh, then cheating on your books might be something you consider. But most businesses they need to report everything they can. That's just the way it is.
Look at your, mom and pop plumbing company. They're telling their employees, fucking, hey, if you stop and get gas, save that goddamn receipt because we need that for the
You
tax
gotta write
man.
that off. You gotta write that
Yeah.
off.
You
Well,
know, oh, you
here was a point that came across to me of what we're really dealing with. They had Todd McCormick on Let's Be Buds last night. He was talking about when he got arrested one time when he could have got away with it if he had only harvested different. But instead of hanging his 6 plants up as 6 plants, he cut off the branches.
right.
The branches. And they came in and instead of going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plants, they went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh my God, look at all this cannabis and counted every fucking branch.
Yep. Well, and
That is total misunderstanding of the freaking.
I still remember that one of the trimmers used to get paid an extra $100 because at the end of the night, all the trim and all the good stuff that now is saved and processed and
Counted
so
and
much
weighed.
good stuff is in there. That like as soon as possible, that had to vacate the premises because I heard stories where, yeah, if you ever got in trouble, they weighed every
They weighed
last thing they
everything.
could, and some of
Yep.
those weights were what got somebody in bigger trouble, and it was just a bag of fucking
Shake.
So
shit.
I'm gonna back
And
up.
so for years, I used to pay $100, and I didn't care what dumpster. I didn't
So
want
when
to
you
know.
get your show going real quick and you've got your time schedule all set up and you're on an annual time, and I've promoted from the beginning, from the very beginning, all shows, everybody work together. So it flows. Nobody
Right.
has to choose. Remember that? Anybody remember all that?
Yes.
Yep.
Didn't work out. Didn't work out. Begged
Well,
for it.
for
I'm
at least
still
a
hoping it.
decade,
I mean, I literally had this conversation yesterday.
for
So
at least a
how are you gonna handle when you you talk about all this community when you have a set time, and then one of these other shows decide they're going to start popping on your time slot and dividing the community a little bit further. So as a future show, I mean, I've done this for years. I would just want to, as an upcomer and somebody that's,
I
because
will tell you,
you just promoted
picked
somebody else's show that was
yeah, I picked
started doing a
spot
show
that
on Thursdays to cut
it's
into my
like a
time slot.
Sunday, well,
So
mine's got
would
to
you
with my
promote them at that point? Are you going to be like, oh yeah, watch their
Well,
show?
especially
Started
Eagle,
doing
I
them
watch
like
a
same
lot of content, and there's still a couple days that there isn't any content. And then there's days where there's people all doubled up on top of each other, and I'm like, yeah, wait, there's still empty slots here to get filled.
well,
Uh,
this slot right here, he waited until it got vacated. But now, didn't they come back or isn't there,
I waited till Embracing Organics gave up this time slot, and then I
Yeah.
took the time slot.
Well, Eagle, if it makes you feel any better, this is the only actual show that I watch.
Well, it's just, I mean, I'm just, you guys wonder why I got to where I
it
am.
is frustrating because people don't have
Not to mention, like, it's gotten to the point now where I literally can't talk about, like, I get excited. I've got exact ideas that I would like to do and talk about and get, that friendly feedback that you would hope you could get. But what happens is you talk about it on air and you get X amount of people that want to take that idea before you can run with it. And as again, I'm trying to give you advice here, Lucas.
Sure, I'm taking it and I'm telling you,
because you're going to be pissed as soon as you talk about an idea on the air, and then one of these people that you're like, oh, community, let's give all these shows.
I will say this: if somebody wants to jump
doing
on
your fucking idea before you can do it,
if they want to copy me, if you can copy me, have at it. But I don't think they can bring what I'm going to bring. And number two, if they bring the community together better than I can,
I'm with that statement.
But I do understand what you're saying there. I do understand what you're saying where you showed manners in picking your time slots, because your time slot, when you decided to go on your own, you picked a time slot nobody would want because it's for an East Coaster. Half of us are in bed.
I can tell you,
it was fine. It was great for the West Coasters.
As soon as I let up, I can name 2 shows right now that are in the same time slot that I shoot for now. When Fuck Talk Shit with Eagle comes on 10 o'clock, I can tell you, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
A few shows that now shoot for that 10 o'clock time slot.
Yeah, I will say when I tried to pick a spot, it was a weekend, every other weekend, because I do have an editor that's going to help me because I am a boomer. It fit her schedule, and I might pick up more hours as things go on. But for one thing, I'm not going to do is right over the top of somebody else's schedule. That's never going to work. That's never going to work. All it does is waters down. It's derivative for both of your shows. It's just water shit down, and you get a little bit here, you get a little bit there.
So I don't. That's where
I can understand that frustration because I got it from the other end, from being one of the people watching shows.
Of consuming content more like on YouTube and stuff. I have a few interests: surfing, music, cannabis, obviously.
Yeah.
I look at data a little bit, like how many views certain things have and how fast they get so many views. And yeah, cannabis is this giant demographic, bigger than a lot of things that I'm also interested in. But like, it's very little like traction, like minuscule compared to like.
We've scared them off. We've scared them off because you fucking turn on every channel and it's the same fucking people.
Yeah, like something's like, in considering
it's this big.
Yeah, and over the time, COVID was a boom, but
millions and millions of growers, and the experts that we have on YouTube are like, you can count them on your fingers and toes.
Yeah, that exponentially this would have like
I'm no
X amount of growth. right? There's people turning 21 every day, right? So, yeah, but somehow not so much. So somehow we're
We're
not
missing something. There's a disconnect.
in a whole. We're not putting out the kinds of content because yeah, obviously we were missing something that would in totality. Not everybody's so into it. Like sometimes most of us I consider as connoisseurs, or we're really into it. And a lot of people I come across they smoke weed their whole life. They're not as they're into it, but not that into it. You know what I mean? But they're social people. You know what I mean? Like not everybody's into PhDs explaining microbial life. That takes a special kind of person.
Right, but that's what separates the people that come to Eagle's show from the people that go look at other shit. We're here because we want to know. We want to learn. We're growers. We want to know. I want to know, how the fuck does Smiley have the same thing in his garden that I got in mine, and he's fucking killing it, and mine looks like hammered dog shit. What's he doing that I'm not? What's Eagle got going on right over his shoulder that looks so fucking badass in such a short amount of time? And, how's he doing that? And I got the same thing going on, and mine's not looking like that. Most of these people out there are not looking for those pieces of information. They're looking for, what's the new hype strain that's going to get me really stoned? That's all a lot of these people care about.
A little earlier, it made me think that, okay, a lot of us, me and SoCal, even though we're like 40 miles away, we are 1000% different. I'm a bleeding liberal Democrat, whatever. He's got his views.
Yeah.
But cannabis, like that brings us together. And that's the part that's kind of like missing in society. Because like in a lot of things, if people have their differences, they won't even be like anywhere in the same vicinity, whether
by me
online or anywhere else. And that's a problem, I think, in society now. We're so divided that we've let all of our division in general, I'm not just talking about us, become such a thing that all of the things that we really do have in common, whether it's cannabis or other interests, we can't even enjoy those as people because you're so guarded against the other people, or whatever, the division that's been driven.
That's what I think brought us together, buddy. I think all in all, what you're saying is 100% true. I've echoed that statement from day one that we're all pretty much cannabis misfits. I think you're exactly right. I think I'm the carpenter that fucking didn't really like to fucking deal with whatever. You know what I mean? The misfit of carpentry, misfit of this, misfit of that. You know what I mean? We're all reserved or whatever in our own sort of way. And then in cannabis, we feel comfortable. That's that one kind of glue where we can all sit together and bite and break that bread of the joint. Cannabis has always been that for a lot of people.
Many, what you call universal languages, right? Like music's universal language. Cannabis is a universal language. I've experienced that. Like, yeah, you don't have to speak the same language. But like another point I thought of is even in our community, maybe it's calmed down a little in the last year, or it doesn't rub me wrong. But I can remember feeling like, hey, I do grow both ways. But like, I'm a salt grower. Like I make my living off of being a salt grower. There was this time where I felt like certain groups disparaged the other group for doing it differently. And I thought, no, that's that division that we shouldn't have. Like to me, any way you grow is beautiful, as long as you're not using like toxic things and obvious health concern type of methods.
Oh man!
So we should all be like okay right there. We shouldn't have any problems amongst ourselves in our community. But there are like some like organic people are so like organic that Yeah, you know, I don't know if anyone else can even relate to what I'm saying, but that's been my experience a little bit. That yeah, even in our cannabis, we're looking for reasons to divide. You know, oh, you do it this way, or you do this, or you're from this state.
Yeah, but at the same time, you're walking down through, the San Diego Zoo, and you see somebody or smell somebody smoking something off in the corner. You're going to go up and, you know, walk up to some stranger you never met and, puff, puff, pass, and everything's going to be cool.
I was afraid COVID was going to kill that shit with everybody got to the point where they didn't want to pass their joints anymore. There's more reason not to, group together, fucking, or stay to yourself and just smoke your joint. You know what I
Right.
mean? I've always loved the passing of that joint. Just the like gives you a break to like mind to sit and fucking hold your hit and just like let them experience that joint. Yeah, there's so much in the passing of that joint.
I never experienced any events until post-COVID, pretty much. I didn't go to a lot of events. I was one of the isolettes. And as I got into the community and I started going to events, I can distinctly remember the first time I went to an event, somebody passed me a joint, and I was like, now away we go. If I got COVID, I got COVID. If I didn't get COVID, I didn't get COVID. Yay. I took precautions before going around my family for just stayed away for a few days to see if I got sick. I never got sick. So
Yeah.
yeah, so it's doable. I shake hands, I give hugs. I'm a hugger, man. What am I gonna do? I gotta give hugs.
I'm a hugger
Except
too,
to
by
you.
the way.
Got a cold nose here. Go on, you.
I'm not afraid to dish out the bro hug.
Well, you don't have to give me a bro hug. You can just give me a regular old hug.
You muted, buddy. I don't know if you're talking to us or just talking.
I'm like the anti-hugger. My wife was super hugger, which meant that people greeted us a lot because that she would hug, and then they would want to hug me. And I'm like, I've always been that way before COVID. Not even a germ thing. It's
Yeah,
just,
just
not
not
that like I
personal space
stranger.
thing.
Like I have buddies that I have always thought are a little like horn doggy because like yeah, they're like always trying to hug chicks. I'm like, yeah, dude, like why are you hugging that? Like, but that's their thing, you know what I mean? Free hugs.
Yeah. The more if I see it makes you uncomfortable, it just makes me want to hug all the more. I just grab you, fake you with that handshake and pull you in.
Sorry, not sorry.
Like that. I have friends like that. Even my one friend gives me a big kiss on the cheek because he knows it drives me crazy.
Okay, but the gals, when they want to hug you, are you reticent, or is that okay?
No, yeah, like some people used to mention to my wife, like, does he not like? And she's like, no, he just like, yeah, I'm not like this, like, no, I'm not. And I'm from a deadhead scene where hugs was like everything.
Oh
Like,
yeah, everybody at the hippy dippies, man.
yeah,
What are
the
you
hippie
gonna do?
dippy hug thing. But no, I'm like not into that.
I'm a
Yeah.
deadhead that doesn't hug.
But like even
Got
before COVID, I was
self-help.
aware that I used to catch flu and colds or funk or illness from crowds.
Yeah.
Like, oh, some of the times I've gotten the sickest in my life from like a virus or a flu. The flu was like that, and I always assume it was some smoking, sharing, or
Yeah.
but not always. You can shit. You can just be in line or in a standing next to somebody and get sick. So yeah, but I'm not a germ phobe like that. Like some people think, oh, that's all the things that a germ phobe does. No, I'm definitely not a germ phobe. But like, yeah, I'm anti. I'm not anti hug. I just makes me it makes me uncomfortable.
It's your personal, it's a personal space thing, not a germ thing.
Yeah, that's what it is. Personal space. Yeah, I like even when I'm in crowds, which usually when you're in a crowd, you've given up your right to personal space. But I always realize, yeah, there's this thing where
But there's
if
a
I could draw
greeting
a
personal
box
space.
around me,
Oh,
there's like a certain space that I'm comfortable. And if people, some people are like too touchy feely or like in that space, sometimes I'll say something because
I'm usually okay with most things, but I will say one thing where I did get triggered was last year at the Hash Bash. I went into the Hash Bash Cup. And I was looking specifically for Growley's booth.
Oh, that was terrible.
Love me some for Growley concentrates, but instead of going clockwise, I went counterclockwise because that's where most of the people were walking. It was going both ways. But this room, and it was a big square. And this room was so fucking crowded with people, and the room was so hazed up with smoke and with concentrates. I could hardly. There was a fog, and literally you were shuffling. I was shuffling like this because I was holding on to my belongings because literally I had somebody here, I had somebody here. I'm bumping into people, touching people accidentally. Oops, sorry. Just trying to get through people that all of a sudden stop. 3/4 of the way around. I found for Growley, if I had just taken a left instead of going to the right, I would have found him on a short path. But I was so
Hash Bash, that's one of the big events in your area, right? That's this weekend already?
yes, that is Saturday.
Yes.
Tomorrow is the start of the cup. That'll be the first. They've got a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
So that's not the Hash Bash, though. The Hash Bash is noon on Saturday, the first Saturday of every April.
Yep.
Was the activism event.
Yes.
Anything else after that, bud, is sucking off the Hash Bash, which probably zero to none of that money ever made it to Mr. John Sinclair. Probably the reason that they had Hash Bash and that everything's connected to anything thereafter is just literally doesn't have any activism to it at all. The whole purpose of the event or the Hash Bash itself, anything thereafter from noon on out is just a bait.
Well, in the Hash
Bash, you're there in Ann Arbor. You've went to the Hash Bash. You might as well find something else to do. That's where the rest of it comes in.
It's been happening
just like this weekend. I haven't seen out of all the fucking Hash Bashes I've been to, and that's a lot, since fucking '89. I've been going. '89, when activism was activism, and you could fucking were scared as fuck to stand there and smoke a joint with police surrounding the whole square. You know what I mean? Never have I. You don't even see pictures of John Sinclair. You didn't see shit being sold like that. But I'm willing to bet, since he died this weekend, you'll see all kinds of merch with Mr. John Sinclair and the Hash Bash on it. Again, no proceeds will probably go to that man's funeral or anything else. But feel free to sell that T-shirt of that man's fucking face and fucking legend. You know what I mean? That shit really is a sore spot, and it has been a long time. Every year, Hash Bash, I talk about the same shit, so this isn't new. We've lost the activism, the whole fucking reason for the event. We're losing our rights all the fucking time here in Michigan to grow weed and everything else. But the motherfuckers, you don't show up at noon and support the activism. You come Friday night and you fucking Saturday night for the fucking parties. Yeah, and I don't see your asses there at the square. That's legal. That's the truth. I'm sorry, it hurts whoever's feelings, but that's the fucking truth.
Yeah, I'm only going to the square this year. I'm not going to do the
cannabis has gained in the last 10, 15 years. The one thing that we definitely lost, and you would have like bringing up '89 and the police around you and those activism, and even the old generation of activists, John Sinclair and Jack Hare and so many, they did their life's work. Where's the new crop of activists? We don't have one.
Right. Because it's somewhat legalized, and so what's there to be an activist about?
Yeah, well, all the
That's what
rights.
that's what the actual problem is because they don't see, I mean, even as I came in here going, it's not over, it's not gonna be over until, they're always gonna be, they will always be coming at us because of what it is and how long it was illegal, even though they didn't do that with alcohol. Alcohol's different.
Well,
They use
when's the,
alcohol.
when's the last time you heard from a group like Normal? When's the last time they did anything? You haven't heard shit from them in forever.
No,
You know?
because I think a lot of it is the public in general, non-smokers. That's who votes a lot of. Yeah, they don't want it, like, from their
Yeah.
perspective, weed's rec legal. What do you guys got to complain about? Like, they've moved on. Weed's legal. They don't know all
Yeah,
the
they don't understand that
ins and
it's
outs
medical.
of, like, what our rights and all that. They don't even care. So yeah, to try to,
Yeah,
like, if there was legislation and all that, it takes people, it takes voting, it takes that, takes money. Like,
Yeah.
if it isn't people being active, then, which people are too busy in their life to be active, like be activists, they just put money up, and then money speaks. Money's like the voice, right? Lobby money or whatever. We don't even have that. We don't even have, like, no.
let me
like,
say one
everybody
thing
says,
though. I want to put just a little bit of light into the darkness. In Michigan, yeah, Normal, you're right. I don't see much of Normal. There is a Normal Michigan chapter going on. I used to get emails from them. I haven't really seen them, but we do have an activism group called Weedsters here, and God bless Weedsters. And they rally still at the Capitol, and there are people that are still doing activism. And if I don't take the moment to acknowledge them and tell you that, yeah, look them up, Weedsters, they're on IG. You can find them. They'll help you get, if you need a medical card, they will help you get a medical card. They're out there. It's just, we need to keep them in the light. So that was my little soapbox then.
yeah, I
carry
think
on.
if anything, that the community of people, like online here,
Yeah.
we all can talk and tell stories of things going on in our area with basically our rights being stripped away slowly but surely, or a business model that is ruining cannabis in general. But we don't have, like, there's no voice, there's no activism, none.
Yes.
All right, not anymore. Not.
California
can't-
you've been legal too long and you're not, and I hear this from a lot of people that are legal and had medical, but their medical petered out because of the bullshit that the rec did.
Yep.
Same thing they're trying to do in Michigan, but Michigan is still fighting back. Will we end up losing our medical someday? Maybe. I'm not gonna say yes. Are the odds against us? Yes, the odds are against us. That doesn't mean we've lost it. That just means the activists.
You lose our
Well,
medical
has to go
program, your
on.
right to grow recreationally is going to be right behind it.
Yeah, but we need to keep our medical. We just fucking, sorry, I'm gonna try not to swear so much. It's just a new thing I'm trying and it's not working real
You
great.
can do that
But,
on my
yeah, Michigan still has activism is what I'm just trying to say. And I will take this soapbox, this platform to say, look up Weedsters, get involved. I go to the Capitol. I have rallies on the Capitol. I've gone with Spartan Grown door to door to our legislators, talking to them about when they were going hard after our medical, about what medical really means to the people out there. So yeah.
Well, I think
Right, but
that to all the different states and things going on.
Yep.
You just said the only state that I see that there is some activism and some medical activism still exists that has cannabis laws
Funny
is
story.
Michigan. Like California, nope, that ship sailed. Oregon, Washington, they got some cockamamie things. Colorado, ship sailed just like California, but Michigan still has like some. And that's.
So
And even as new states legalize,
I just wanted to throw this in there because this is a funny hash bash story. I actually, and you top mine's two things you've already brought up. I actually sold Mr. Spartan some of his first seeds had a hash bash. I believe it was like 16, 17-ish. Just before I actually helped get him on to the Bros Grow Show when we were looking towards people in Michigan to spotlight. I was like, I'm Spartan's one of them people we should look into.
Yeah,
So
Spartan is into the activism end of it too. He got me into it. I
But
mean,
see, okay, and if you look at it, I want to make 2 points here real quick. First, I completely agree and understand why Eagle's so upset about, everybody calling themselves the hash bash and all that now. But on the flip side of that, just be thankful you guys have those events, because we don't have that shit going on out here anymore.
yeah.
Buddy and I, if we want to go to an event, the closest one I know of to us is the fucking Emerald Cup.
Yeah.
And that's all the way the fuck 10 hours away.
And that is a complete corporate legal cannabis branding. It's not what it was. Like they're
right.
Yeah.
But then now on the activism side of it, if you really think about it, look at how far behind Michigan is California on the laws and the thing,
Where we are for a length of time we've been actually legalized is a lot shorter. We're much in our progress.
And
right.
And the cannabis people that have seen California and Colorado, so they have a little idea of like, oh, we don't want to go in that direction. So there's a little resistance, but yeah, this ball is rolling money, and the big, whatever you want to call it, corporate cannabis. Yeah, they're going to be hard to. Yeah, they're rolling. They don't give a fuck what we think.
Yeah, see,
that's for sure.
Michigan is still willing to put up the fight for what's right, whereas out here we've pretty much just said, well, fuck it.
We're tired.
We're not going to win, so whatever. I'll bend over, you shove it in, and that's how it's going to be.
Choose lube.
Choose Bingus.
Just like I remember when we used to lose the votes, there used to be, as people used to say, that, we need more of those older people to die. And that's like when we finally in 96 things turned around. That's kind of what happened, and how we finally started winning these elections. I think the big money corporate cannabis, like, yeah, we're all, most of us 30, 40, 50, 60, the older generation. Yeah, they don't give a fuck what we think, because like they're on to like our kids. I'm telling you, they don't even.
They've given up on us. We know too much shit. They're gonna work on the other guys.
Yeah. And it's not even your kids, because you taught your kids some things. It's your kids' that is their target. That's where they're gonna cash in. They got a long play.
See what they're doing with all these votes and laws and all that. They're looking for the uneducated, uninformed, who just see legalize it. Okay, I'll sign up for that. They're not reading what they're doing, and that's what they're counting on, is you not actually reading what you're saying you want to do. And I can tell by the look on your face, Bingus, you want to chime in here.
I think we should let him.
You gotta hurry up because we're already in overtime. Cheers,
oh my
baby.
Goodness, this night went fast. See when you get Gerber going?
Sorry. The whole system is about separation, and we're just basically describing the prison. Quite frankly, I do whatever the fuck I want to do. Okay. And if it breaks a law, come and get me and we'll talk about it. But for the most part, I don't break many laws nowadays since cannabis is legal. Sorry for the late arrival. Just wanted to say hi.
I'm so glad you did. I was thinking about you today, actually.
Oh, I thought I had a tickle.
Bingus,
nice.
What you just said is ditto. That's the way I've lived my whole life. And yeah, I break a couple laws. Those are ones I'm willing to pay the price for. I'm aware that, okay, make a choice. And
yeah,
that's the way it is. At least
dude,
now,
the thing is, if you are willing to pay the price, bud.
I remember
and you admit it, and you go in there, they make
in
it
the 89 and
plan it for you.
the price for like even having one joint was some like you would hear these stories. My dad went to federal prison in the 60s for a roach. So like that's how crazy. And he would always tell the story. That was when LSD was legal in our country, but uh
But
yeah,
got you prison time.
he went to Terminal Island for 2.5 years for a roach.
So,
Eagle, you're looking really fit, buddy. Keep up the running. Dude, I
Come on,
can't. My
man.
my right foot's screwed up right now. I can't really do any walking even very hard. But keep it up. You're an inspiration, my friend.
Appreciate that. That's where I'm headed next is the gym to go fucking run.
All right.
By the way, that brings it up. I need 13 subs on the Run Eagle Run. And if you guys are interested, I don't want to fucking bring it to this channel. I try to keep that shit separate. My
you have a
personal,
separate channel called Ron Eagle Run.
yeah, there is a channel, Run Eagle Run.
Ron Eagle Run. People go and
So,
check it out.
if you guys want to like run
Like
with me, because it's to the point now
check
where I'm
it.
running like 2 hours plus 14 plus miles. You guys want to like see the scenery, you know what I mean? I may not be able to chat. Miss Angel usually on the longer runs rides the bike. So she may be manning the camera and talking to you guys a little bit while I'm
Atta
doing
girl, Angel.
Oh, hell yeah.
this. Hell, that's
Good
no
woman.
easy feat. I mean, to ride a bike, cycle a bike 14 miles
Not
up
kill
and down
yourself.
some of these
Yeah.
hills ain't nothing to scoff at.
No,
That's
it is not.
That might actually be harder than the actual run.
I agree. I agree. There's times where I've told her that you might be. There's on hills. I'm like, yeah, you might be better off just because every step you make a fucking gain. Where on a bike you can be like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? 3 times the effort and not making the same amount of gain. That's for damn sure. You're right on.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you for letting me derail your show for a Thursday night, although I didn't think I did actually. I think we talked about things that we needed to talk about tonight, and I'm glad we did. But yeah, we
Yep.
had a lot of weed talk, and I was actually going to tell you about all the different stuff that I was going to pick out for my summer grow this year. But
It was a good therapy session. Good.
yeah, it was one that was needed. Yep, group
I don't
therapy.
know if it was so much therapy on the other end as it was like on this side.
Yeah. Nobody in chat. We were not targeting anybody. We were just trying to get out what we needed to get out.
And that's that's something you touched on earlier is you don't know how many times, and that's why things slowed down on my end, is because I was like, I don't have anything to fucking say. And I don't want to waste anybody's time. There's for me no sense. And if I don't have anything to say, to fucking fire up that camera and just be a box. That's not what I'm about. So
Yeah.
there's, you know what I mean? Even there's nights like tonight where I'm like, kind of edged up. I don't know if I should be on camera to,
It
you
was,
know what I mean?
it's
Real life.
serendipity. It was serendipity, man. All of a sudden, I
Yep.
started chattering about something we haven't been talking about, and everybody has a little something to say about that. And here we go. And it needed to be said, and I'm glad I did.
Have a good run, bro.
Dingus, I'm glad to see you again, man.
All right. Good to
It's a
see
pleasure.
everybody.
Yeah.
Cheers, everyone. And have a great night.
SoCal,
Cheers.
Ryan, I love watching you do your artwork. I really do.
I can't
All right. Well, since
I can't
we're
remember how
since
to
we're,
leave. Fuck.
There's
there.
a button. Yep.
I see it. I see it.
God,
It's red
yeah.
and
It
it's
was
the big
flashing.
red
supposed to
one
get rid
button.
of
Fuck,
everybody,
that's why I
but
couldn't
was.
see it. It was right in front of my eyes. All right.
It's that big
I,
red one.
I am going to go as well.
All right. I will see you tomorrow.
You sure will. You know, same bat time, same bat channel.
Damn right.
Bye.
Good night. All right. I will follow Blue Kiss out the door. Eagle, fuck you for having us. Buddy, good seeing you. Ryan, good seeing you. And we'll see you guys hopefully Monday night.
Cheers, SoCal. Thank you for popping in. Have a good
Yep.
night.
And I'll take the next. And yeah, Eagle, enjoy your show always. And yeah, I've had to listen close because over the years you've been there's only a few times when you express yourself, especially when you did more of the interview shows. And that's what makes you different than a lot of the other blowhards. And that's what I love.
I appreciate that, buddy. I'm glad you stayed on for all these years and even through the rants, brother.
Yeah, cannabis is like our life. Like this is a great thing that we have. Just the amazing part that certain people with this much passion can connect all over the country and the world. That's a great thing. All right, we'll see you next time around.
Yes, sir. Cheers, brother. I like that. It's a good color, blue. Mr. Ryan.
We'll slap some blue on this one and see what happens.
It's a good color.
Take her easy. Have a
Thank
good
you
night.
for popping in.
Yep. Thanks for having me.
Anytime. Anytime. Well, with that being said, I do appreciate you guys listening into this rant. I'm sorry if anybody's feelings were hurt in the process, but yeah, I keep I'm very honest with you people. I'm very it is what it is. It is what it is. That's where I'm at anyway. Cheers, Kazoo. Yeah, if you guys would like to see or some live chat alongs while I run and whatever, see some scenery, Run Eagle One, go ahead and sub up over there. I will continue. I want to get back. My passion's always been the interviews to get to know you guys. And that will continue. That's always will continue. Where the channel goes and this, I appreciate you guys 100%. It will keep going. The interviews will come back 100%. I just gotta, I've been through this. We've been through this. Usually it's about every 100 episodes, but the numbers don't reflect the actual numbers of episodes anymore. To where I kind of worry about what's being left behind, where I'm at in the project, where you're at in the project. If you guys are still, feeling the project as much as I am. This has very much been a passion project for me. 100% to do it because I love it and nothing more, nothing less. Never to make this a monetary thing. And that's the way it will continue to be. And it's one of those things. If you can't be passionate and in love with what you're doing, then you either need to slow down or stop. And lately, because of a lot of the bullshit, let's call it for what it is, I'm just kind of decided to take some personal time and slow down a little bit, but not stop by any means. So my heart will always be with cannabis. Ultimately the dream will be fucking to get back on some fucking land, fucking just probably grow weed and fucking turn off the internet. To be super honest, and there's nothing wrong with that. I love people. I don't necessarily love the internet. So it's a vicious, YouTube can be a vicious place and a loving place. But we are such a small niche in the greater picture. Know that. That being said, try not to lose your heart, your reason, your why. Do something nice for somebody. Random acts of kindness do save lives. With that being said, I will see you guys tomorrow, 8 o'clock, with the organic wormhole. Mr. Smiley, medically fit, of course, Carlton, the Pharmacy Seed Network, and our guest will be Nick from the Rooted Leaf. Many more to come. Again, I can only tell you, as I decide to. Otherwise, you'll see him somewhere else before they see him here.